I think it's myth.
So I go with myth.
My vote on this is that it's a myth.
Those in the audience, you should be able to go vote.
So we've had 2 words so far come up on the Ovilus.
For anyone who doesn't know me, I'm a psychic medium.
I'm Greg, I'm paranormal investigator. I've been doing it for about 15 years.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I've been doing paranormal investigating for close to 15 years and have become the most hated paranormal investigator because I shoot everything down.
We're going to be analyzing videos and pictures that claim to have paranormal activity.
I thought that was very interesting when that smoke is hanging in the air like that.
Do we have someone with us who is telling us what that is? Not that who is speaking is actually the one in that video.
Coming from right here, one central area from within the house.
And welcome to Myth or Mystery, which is an interactive paranormal show with a panel of experts and audience participation. Welcome to the show tonight. I'm Greg Bakken, and I would like my wonderful panel to introduce themselves. Miriam, hello, how are you tonight?
Hi, Greg. I'm very good, thank you. I am a psychic medium. I specialize in remote viewing, alien work, but I also specialize in removing dark energy and reading dark energy. I always feel like we're talking like it's a game show and a contestant when you do that part. Hi, Greg. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I'm really excited to play Myth or Mystery. Woo!
I'm an aspiring actor, and I would really like to be on Days of Our Lives someday.
They didn't cancel Days of Our Lives yet?
No, not yet. I have a friend who like religiously watches it. It's on on one of the one of the streaming networks, and no, it's not me that's watching it. It's not a pseudonym for myself. I do not watch it.
Your friend.
It's actually Ryan.
His friend.
It's actually Ryan.
How awesome would it be if Ryan was the one watching soap opera? Sorry, no one knows who Ryan is yet. Introduce yourself, Ryan. Then we'll get the joke.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I've been doing paranormal investigating for close to 15 years. And throughout those years, I've been kind of turned into one of the most hated in the field because I like to shoot everything down or find a reason why the videos or pictures may not be paranormal.
Boo! Ryan sucks.
most hated in the field, but most loved in real life. That's
there you
Ryan
go.
Headley. Yes,
that's not what his wife said.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, Ryan, you're kind of all about just kind of tearing down people's dreams, aren't you? When it comes to trying to have paranormal activity.
Pretty much. Don't take a whole lot of pleasure in it, but I do like to tell the truth.
Stop. No. I will not allow that. We're gonna stop right there. Yeah, no, I've seen the smile in your face of when you're like telling that first timer who's never investigated before how their picture is totally a
piece of dust.
Yeah, it's a piece of dust. You don't even use the word dust.
What does he use? The SHIT word?
He sure does. I mean, I think that deserves a yeah. So Ryan, well, we're gonna be watching you tonight. That's all I'm gonna say.
Keep your eyes on me.
Yep, we're gonna make sure that you're nice tonight. My name is Greg. I am a paranormal investigator as well. Been doing this for a number of years, and if you're not watching Myth or Mystery, when you're not watching it, you can listen to me over on Ghostbox Radio and AM 950. And I brought my friend the Ovilus with me tonight, as you can see. So it's very exciting. What's that?
I said hi, Avi.
Oh, it has a nickname now. I like it. I just want to quickly see what it actually says. Ooh, violent. Oh, well, there we go.
Continued. Okay, so yeah, you know what? We should. What was last week? I need to look up the 3 words from last week, and we should make a sentence from each week because for some reason Avi doesn't talk too much to us.
No. It seems to be shy. It seems to be shy. I've had a word in its antenna, and I've asked if it could give off a little bit more tonight. I mean, it's getting a very large salary for being on the show. The least it can do is say a few more words for us.
Seriously, maybe it doesn't like its nickname, Avi.
It doesn't like its nickname that you just came up with tonight. Well, I mean but maybe it could see in the future. I don't know. I don't know what its power is. Ryan, I mean, you probably don't even believe it exists, Ryan.
Well, I have one too, but yeah, I don't know that I necessarily like it so much.
Wow. See, there we
Why?
go. It's
Talk to us about that.
Well, I like Greg's older versions much better. What was it, the 3, Greg?
I have the 4. I have the 4 as well.
Yep, I like that, but it still works pretty good. I do like some of the new features of the 5. There's a whole bunch of different things you can do with this one, and that's a lot of fun.
How about we do this? How about for next week I take out the 4 instead of the 5?
Yeah, give it a shot.
Would you be happy with that at least?
I'm curious if we put one or both of them up. Maybe I can pull out mine, have it sitting here, and then you can have your 4 and see if we get the same words come across.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, that's
Let's
a good idea. I'm setting up the poll. Sorry, I'm listening to you guys, but I have to set up the poll on YouTube because it kicked out Harlow. Avi doesn't like us, and the poll doesn't like Harlow.
Well, technology doesn't like us in general. I think this is the anti-technology show, and which is good. But don't forget Mercury retrograde. That started yesterday, didn't it?
Denise, can you confirm Mercury retrograde? I think it did.
Yeah, I thought it started yesterday. So, I'm going to use that as my reason for every reason why something doesn't work for the next few weeks. Everything doesn't work because of Mercury retrograde. So
it's a good excuse for everybody.
Yeah, it's a good excuse for everything.
It did. She said, Denise is saying yes.
Yes.
But you know what? We'll find out next week if we stream from your platform of StreamYard that it might be my internet. If it works better with you.
We'll see. This is nothing but a large scientific experiment. This whole show is.
So in live time.
Steve done live so everyone could see what happens. Yeah. Stephen Hawking approved. So and then are we gonna is Harlow gonna say hi, or we're gonna talk with her later?
So we're gonna start, if we're ready to start with the first image of the night. Drum roll, please.
Well, hold on. We can do that, but I'd like to explain how the game works or how the program works.
Please do.
Why don't the panel of experts that you see in front of it will individually determine myth, mystery, or unknown, but ultimately they must come together to agree on their final conclusion. The audience is polled throughout the show, so don't forget that's the audience participation part to determine their analysis of each video. Remember, myth, mystery, or unknown. When the panel is not unanimous, like last week, the audience polling will be the tiebreaker. The audience will also have opportunities to win prizes via the paranormal trivia questions that I have scoured the earth for. If you are watching on Facebook, just jump over to YouTube to join the polling. You can only poll on the YouTube at Miriam Faresh. That's where you can find it. And is that all up and ready to go? Ready for the groups of people wanting to take part?
We are ready. Yes, we are ready on polling on YouTube. I got it set up. We're good.
Well, then that is fantastic. Then you know what that means? It means this. That's what that means.
Don't mess with my bumper, man. You're welcome, Denise. Okay, so thank you, Mandy. Hold on. I just catching up on these. It's been a disaster for you for the last 3 days, Denise. Sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing because your life has been a disaster. I'm not Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, very few humans are at that level, so.
At least I stand out in the crowd.
Okay, you guys ready?
Do I need to play? Okay, here we go.
Do I need here? He's like, do I need to play more music, Miriam?
Yeah, I wasn't sure where. Let's play some more music. No, okay, here we go.
Okay, let me go full screen first and let everyone view. So here's a quick glimpse at what this photo is, and then we're going to bring on the one, the only Harlow.
Uh-oh.
You're on, Harlow. Smile for the camera. Tell us.
Okay.
Tell us about photo number 1.
This photo was posted on Facebook. It was taken in early December of this year at Kel's Irish Restaurant and Pub in Seattle. It received 220 likes, 10 shares, and 50 comments. Kel's has been operating in the Butterworth building since 1983. It was originally Butterworth and Sons Mortuary from 1903 until 1923 when it moved to another location. The entrance to the pub is where bodies were brought into the mortuary. There are numerous reports of noises in the walls, two particular spirits, one a young girl in red said to be a prankster, and an older gentleman in a derby hat. The mother of the current owner said she was once pushed down the stairs. Kel's is a regular stop by Seattle Ghost Tours. It's been investigated several times over the years, and spiritualists have been brought in, including a Catholic priest and a voodoo princess. In this photo, someone did explain that the image had been caused by slow shutter speed and a person walking by. Another said it could be a double exposure. 3 additional people chimed in that were familiar with the location. One said the building saw many businesses start and fail before Kel's. The second said that an elevator had recently been installed there in an area that was previously the morgue parlor. She claimed to have visited during the ghost tour. And the third commenter said they knew someone that worked there that claimed it was very haunted. So it has quite a history.
And so you off of Facebook, you pulled these statistics, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so what we want to do is give the audience as much of a well-rounded look at what we're finding. And we also took this image and had Ryan run it through his app that detects for AI, but we're going to tell you guys that after. So you had mentioned earlier, Harlow, you said someone said that it was their camera, the shutter on their camera.
One of the commenters in the post said that they were explaining it. That's what caused it.
Oh, but that's not the person who took the photo.
No.
Okay. So you guys can now go vote on this image over on YouTube, and we are going to get started. So I had Harlow send me some pictures of the pub so I could read it. And so that's what I'm looking at now. When you see me looking down, I'm looking at photos of the pub itself. And there's one photo where, yeah, there's a lot of energy happening there. So I want to ask the pendulum, Greg.
Sure.
Let me do this. All right. So we want to ask the pendulum if I feel there's a lot of activity in this location, but I don't feel like the photo captured that activity. Is that correct?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so then the question is that picture a technical camera issue?
Yes.
All right. So beautiful. We don't need Ryan in this show anymore. Bye-bye. I'm just going to remove him.
I've been saying that. Remember, I've been texting you that for weeks.
You have been texting me that for weeks. Along with like an emoji of poop. Ryan.
Yep.
Poop.
Sounds about right, Greg.
Okay, so here's let me tell you what I feel. I feel that from this photo, what's crazy is even though this photo, here's where I'm a little torn. Here's where I'm not going to say that this is a myth, because a myth would imply for this show, a myth, it implies that it's fake. It's not real. But I can't say that it's not real because I feel the energy in that picture. And so even though that picture might be a technical snafu, the energy is still there. So it's like you can't really say Oh, sorry. Ryan was yelling at me in the private chat. Harlow, Harlow, do you mind if I pull you down for a sec? And then let's do this. Ryan wants me to make the image bigger, which is fair. There we go. Okay. So here's where I want to go with unknown, because for me, I want to go with unknown. Myths implies that it's fake. It's not fake because I can feel energy in that photo. I can feel that energy in the photo explicitly. Now, the pendulum says this is not exactly the energy I'm feeling. The pendulum says the visual you're seeing is from the camera. Okay. So yet though, I do feel the energy in that building. And as I'm looking at pictures of this building, I feel that person that Harlow mentioned in red, but I'm also feeling a little girl who moves through the crowds regularly, and she'll sit at the tables with them and she'll interact with them. And her energy is even moving in the same circular pattern of this picture of, like, if you notice the rotation of that white visual there, that is the same way that she moves. And so there's a similarity between her energy and the look that this image has captured. So I'm going with unknown.
So I'm going to go with mystery just because of the name Butterworth. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to name my cat Butterworth. So to me, I do not doubt for a second that there is energy activity in that pub. I am very sure of it. I guess what I'm looking at is I'm looking at that specific picture, and I have, as well as I know other people who may or may not be on this panel, have seen something very similar at the Palmer House, where we were able to actually figure out the person who was sitting back at the bar, who that smear, if you will, the colors lined up with her outfit that she was wearing. So I would like to think that that is a mystery, but I myself am going to go for a myth on that.
Boom.
I broke the show.
You did. We all just sat here and were like, well, that's lame. Okay, who's next? Listen. One thing I have to say, I never saw myself as competitive, but whenever you guys disagree with me, it always bugs me.
We've only saw you as competitive, so just know that from the other side of the mirror. So
we're gonna always disagree with you now.
Yeah. And now up, the most hated man in the paranormal, Ryan Headley.
Here we go. Do you guys want to share my screen for me?
You're talking what?
He gets applause.
I'm surprised you gave me applause, Greg. You got my screen up, Greg? Are you able to?
What screen? Is this what you want? What do you want, Ryan?
There we go.
You're slowing down the show.
Right there.
Seriously.
So, yeah, like you said, Greg, I have seen this kind of artifacting before in a picture. I wasn't able to pull up the exact type. Let me flip here. I'll show you one that I have. This kind of shows the movement. What you're looking at is kind of this person here. We got another person here, and then a third person here. And you can kind of see the blurring as they move through the picture. This is a different shutter speed, different situations entirely, but it does blur. This person here, sorry, I messed up. They're missing their face entirely. So I could see where somebody might think, oh, that's a ghost. But in all reality, it's just somebody moving through the frame at the same time that the shutter clicked. So I think that's what's happening here. You can make out right in this area. It looks like almost a band of a sweatshirt right here. And this, I think, is a completely separate person. I think we might have two people moving at the same time. My initial thought is this circle here is a head, and we got movement going this way. But after looking at it a little bit more, I think we got a person moving right here. And this whole piece here is this guy. I think he may have been turned. Down here, you can kind of see his legs as if he were sitting in a bar stool. And I think he may have turned at the same time that all that was going on, or the same time that it took the picture. So for me, this is, it's myth, but at the same time, I do firmly believe that there is something going on at that place. I have no doubts about that. Just this picture is not capturing that activity right now.
I'll take it. So I guess we've got.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? What do you mean you're going to take it? When I said it, you said boo. And then when he says it, you're just like, yep, that sounds good to me. You know, what's going on over there?
Because I feel like you and I should be on the same side because we use the pendulum. And so if you turn on the pendulum, then, you know, you turn on me, you turn on the pendulum.
I turned on spirit. What lower thing can you do than turn on spirit?
Seriously. So Anita, Miriam, if I understand what you're saying about the picture, then if you saw a normal picture of this pub, then you would get the same feeling of energy. That's a good question, Anita. I'm actually looking at normal pictures. And that's where I saw this girl, and I saw this younger girl wandering around and moving in that same circular motion as that white light in the photo. Sorry, where did it go? So I'm just seeing such a connection with that energy. Like there's a movement I feel, and that you know very much can be what Ryan's saying. And I say that because if I was super sold on that light being a spirit, I would, you know, I would put my foot down, but I'm just not. And when the pendulum, you know, confirmed what I was already feeling, I'd hate to use this word coincidence, but I think that it is more of a coincidence than not. So if Greg and Ryan are on myth, before I say anything, I want to go to the polling because I'm not going to side with these guys. So myth on the polling is 25%. Mystery is 50% and unknown is 25%. Harlow, are you able to get the polling numbers? Yeah, were you able to get back up? So interesting how the polling is all for a mystery. Oh, the polling believes that it's real.
Yeah.
And so does someone's dog.
Yeah. Well,
that's my dog.
that's the. When did
She
you get
agrees with the people.
Did you always have a dog?
For the last year.
Oh,
Do you
then
think
no,
he
you
just
haven't. Okay.
earlier today to add to the show? He just dropped on. He's like, listen, you're going to bark when it's time to agree with me.
Right.
Harlow, you're going to hate me. I want to do this. Oh, you didn't add
You
it
are
yet.
the animal specialist, Miriam.
I am the animal communicator, and obviously what's your dog's name?
Luna.
Luna. Obviously, Luna's agreeing with me. I mean, I'm a psychic. I know. Luna is agreeing with me. Okay, so here we go. So here's the question. Do I turn on the group? Because the group is saying it's a mystery. The polling is saying it's a mystery. Do I turn on the group and agree with you two weirdos? Because I was really stuck. I was really comfortable with unknown, but the majority say mystery. You guys say myth, and 25% say unknown. So I don't know. Can someone do math and tell us where we land with that?
And you said unknown originally, right?
Unknown. I'm really, I still feel unknown because I just feel this connection, this blurred connection there. But obviously we all have to agree. So you guys need to decide.
Could the people saying that it's a mystery be picking up on what you're picking up and that there is something there? It's just maybe not shown in this particular picture.
Yeah, it could be. Do we so I don't know, you guys, what do we do? Do we need to have a sidebar? Okay, no one at home, listen, we need a sidebar. Who's going to win?
I mean, it's the choice is very simple. Either you go with the side of right or you go with them. I mean, it's as simple as that.
All right, listen. We didn't in our last production meeting. We didn't talk about this, so we all are just like we don't know what to do here. Okay, hold on. Denise is going to be a tiebreaker. I think it's unknown because there is energy, but the photo has myths. Denise is on my side. Ignore the last name. Just because her last name is the same as mine, we're not related. But that's two people agreeing with me. Denise happens to be a very good friend. And yes, that might be my mother. That doesn't count.
So here's the question. I mean, because I think it's a matter of what are we looking at here? Because the way I see it is we're looking at the picture as presented and not necessarily because it's like the Gettysburg stuff we looked at last week. We know Gettysburg is super haunted, but those soldiers walking through were super fake. So,
Sure.
you know, that's why that's why it's like, yeah, like Ryan said, and like you said, that place certainly has energy, certainly has activity, but that picture is where I say it's a myth. And I
All
think
right.
that's what we're looking at, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. All jokes aside, you're right. And
As
since
usual.
I have to pick a side because I'm the only one, the odd man out, I can't. I do. I feel like it was almost a coincidental connection. But looking at that, so when I look at that photo, like, let me just continue with this thought off of what you're saying, Greg. When I look at this I can do it. This picture, I didn't feel what I felt until I looked at the other pictures that Harlow sent me. When Harlow sent me pictures of the pub just now, when I was looking at those, that's when I started to see the girl. I started to see other stuff. But when I look at this, I don't feel that stuff. Now, the girl's energy happens to be moving in the same way that this image is captured. So yeah, you know, if unknown, I would lean towards Greg, you're saying specifically and technically, you're correct. Specifically and technically to this picture, then I am forced to go with myth.
There goes
You got it right.
Mandy's confused. We all stopped. Oh crap! Mandy's confused.
Why are you confused, Mandy?
Yeah, we can't go on with the show until you tell us why you're confused. We're all just going to sit here and wait for you to type your long answer
with no music or sounds or.
I know. Okay, so let me remove the picture. Let's do our trivia while we wait for Mandy to tell us why she's confused. We're assuming Mandy's confused in regards to the photo and not something going on in her personal life. So we'll wait and hear from that.
All right, so it's trivia time. All right, I've went to the Library of Congress for this one. You know, scoured the four corners of the earth. Oh yeah, as always, because it's serious. This is serious to get it right. What year did the UFO crash in Roswell, New Mexico? What year did the UFO crash in Roswell, New Mexico? And you have 5 whole seconds to answer, and or 10 if you go off of Miriam, and put it in the comments.
Give him the countdown, Greg.
Well, you were doing it with your fingers. I didn't want to upstage you. All right. Just
better.
Stumped everybody. Okay, here we go. Mandy is the first one there. Even though she was confused with what we're looking at, she was able to still come back and answer the trivia question. 1947.
Applause, please.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So,
John, you just received your used mug. Send that over to Mandy.
Yep. When you're done with it, send it over to Mandy.
Okay, let's talk about what Mandy's confused about. Just not sure what we're supposed to be looking at. Now I'm confused.
So Mandy, what you're not seeing is that can we put it up again? It's there is a blur in the center. It's like movement. Like there's something that's in motion in the center of that photo. And you can kind of see it's almost like it starts at one end as as a solid, it blurs and it kind of ends at the other end more solid, like there's forward motion. Am I explaining? Do you think I'm explaining that all right?
Can you do your little pointing thing with it?
Yep. So this whole blob right here is what we're talking about. And it kind of starts here and it moves in this direction.
Yeah.
Based on what we're looking at. Now there's a bunch of stuff going on down here, a bunch of stuff kind of right in here. There's a whole lot going on there in terms of movement, but it's definitely has movement with defined start and stops to it. So, man, I got to work on my aim a little bit.
And it's interesting because it's also confusing because part of the blur on the left-hand side, you see a person inside there, and that's simply the person at the table on the other side, like we're seeing through them. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so hold on. I threw her off. The talk of the energy Miriam was feeling threw me off. So the energy,
us too, Mandy, don't worry.
The the energy I was feeling was separate to that. But what I was saying is, when I was shown the energy of this young girl in there, she was moving in a circular motion that aligned with the circular feel, for me at least, that white shadow gave. I don't know if that clarified or made it even more confusing. But Mandy, let me know if that helped. And so what we're doing for trivia winners is we're going to throw your name in a hat, and a literal hat, and then we're going to draw once a month and see what the prize will be. It may not be a mug. It may be something bigger and better, if you can believe it.
A new car.
I mean, you get it.
Careful with your promises there, Greg.
A new Matchbox car.
For a week.
Yeah. So there we go. So do we? Has polling changed at all, or are we good with that now? Or
no, yeah, polling closed. I think we shut down polling. It looks like she did, and we were at the 50%. And hold on, let me tell you: myth 25, mystery 50, unknown 25%.
Awesome. Are we ready to move on to number 2 then?
Yeah.
Do you have to do a number 2?
Hold on.
Always funny.
Yeah.
Poop jokes are always funny.
Well, to nobody, but that's cool.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not.
Oh my God. Ryan, your kids must always laugh at poop jokes. They're at that age.
My 4-year-old loves it.
See?
Well, this is a 5-year-old and above show, though. I thought we discussed all that.
5 and above. All right. Go on.
Image 2.
This one is crazy.
Near a closed campground. You can see the closed gate when she does a panoramic view of the area with her iPhone 15 at the location the creature was filmed. There are no other cars around. Whatever is traversing at the top of the steep mountainside and rock formations did not drive to that location. Kelly sent us an interesting video and stated on our media site, saw what I thought was a person, but my daughter couldn't see, so I recorded and zoomed in to show her. I didn't record long because I didn't want to be a creep. Looked back at the video when I got home and realized how far away we really were. He was at the top of the mountain and I was on the road below. You wouldn't see a human from that far of a distance, so I zoomed in even more. RMSO asks, what did you think it was? Were you able to estimate its height or width? Kelly continues, I honestly thought it was a person at first, but something was just off. It was very big, as I'm actually far away from this hillside, but I could see it from where I was before I even started recording on my phone. To me, it looked very tall, long arms that swayed towards its rear when it walked. The way it freezes when it stops is weird. It's all black to me. The strides I feel are very big to be noticeable from that far. The atmosphere was very off-filling. I don't know how to describe it. I could feel it looking at us. Huge sense of being watched.
Hang on, I'm coming.
Did he say that the creature was stoned at the beginning of the video? I thought I heard that the creature was
didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that he was stoned. Bigfoot high. All right.
Well, it's Rocky Mountain High. I mean, that's really what it is.
So about, I don't know, how long has it been now? Back when I was doing unexplained cases. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get Harlow on. Before I tell my story, let Harlow tell her story. Hi, Harlow. Tell us what you got.
Not too much to add to what's already on the video there. A woman and her daughter take this video while in a remote closed campground in the Blue Mountains of Oregon. This is very near the famous Paul Freeman Bigfoot video location from 1994. She sends this video to Rocky Mountain Sasquatch, who enhance and slow it down to see it better. They posted online on Facebook on December 10th of this year. At this time, it's received over 30,000 views, 2,000 likes, 136 shares, and 50 comments. Most viewers find it compelling, adding that the location makes it more believable. No one attempted to debunk or question it. The Blue Mountains have seen a great deal of activity regarding Bigfoot.
Interesting. And we asked them to come on and they declined. Okay. Thank you, Harlow.
Certainly.
So when I did I think 1 or 2 Bigfoot readings, and you know what? It wasn't a Bigfoot reading. I did this live at this location. I don't remember the location. Maybe someone watching would. My mom might actually. And I remember saying that there's a creature there that reminded me, like, that had similar energy to a Bigfoot energy. And every time I would try to read it, I was stopped and I wasn't allowed to talk about it. I didn't get any information. I just was stopped from talking about it. And I'm getting that same feeling with this, where I'm not being allowed to talk about it. And I asked Harlow to send me some pictures of this location so I could get a feel for the whole location. And I'm actually going to take this out for now so you can see all of us. And a part of me feels like it's a female energy, like a human female, because I'm looking at this other photo that was captured of this Bigfoot. Like, I have a couple photos over here and I'm comparing the energy and the feeling of it. And so but I'm not really sure, honestly. I'm not sure what I'm feeling, because I'm not allowed to, like, there's some for some reason I'm not allowed to say anything about it. And that was the same thing that I was given last time I was reading energy similar to Bigfoot. So I guess let me see if polling is set up on YouTube for this. Oh, it is. Harlow got, okay. Harlow, you got, I can't, hold on. Harlow, you were able to set up for number 2?
Yes. So
Awesome.
far, it's 100% mystery.
Oh, whoa. Wow. Okay. So what do we want to ask? I guess we could just straight up ask the pendulum, is this a Bigfoot sighting?
No. How about, is this something that it can talk about?
I asked that earlier, and it's same answer. No.
So wait, let's ask that again. Ryan, will you ask that again?
Is this video something that we can talk about?
No. Is this alien energy? No.
No. Is this a female energy similar to a Bigfoot energy?
No. Now, when you asked earlier if it was a female energy and you didn't use the word Bigfoot, it was going yes.
So is this a female human energy?
Do you see the change?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy. This is turning into like the pendulum show.
Mm-hmm. It needs its own animation, like the trivia, you know. So here's the thing. In my opinion, and then now, Miriam, you didn't give an official stance, so where you're at with it, did you?
No, but Harlow just in the private chat said she remembers me not being allowed to speak about Bigfoot on unexplained cases. I don't feel this is alien at all. I don't feel like, let's just go, because like Denise is asking if it's alien.
Yep, that's why I asked.
No, I don't. You know me, me and alien energy are like, you know, one of the same. So I wouldn't be blocked from that. And if I was blocked from that, that's interesting. Well, to be fair, Denise, there are some alien groups that don't want to have their information shared and don't want to be discussed. That's for sure. So I'm not saying you're wrong, Denise. You're right. So there's alien energy, and then there's this Bigfoot energy. Very separate, very different. And yet the question is, why is the pendulum confirming that we aren't supposed to speak about it? But then the pendulum is also confirming. Okay, let me ask it again. Why is the pendulum confirming that I am not being allowed to speak about it? But when you ask the pendulum if it's a Bigfoot energy, it says no. Is it saying no because we're not allowed to speak about it? You following?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the way I took it.
That's the way that I was thinking too.
Homunculi? I've never heard that word before. Are they connected somehow? I don't feel alien energy connected at all with the Bigfoot concept. I feel like it's the Bigfoot. I say concept because it's no pun intended, but it's a mystery, right? But the Bigfoot is a very earthly, physically alive being, versus alien energy, which is also physically alive, but they morph in and out of planets. They can move through time. They can morph in and out of a physical body. Bigfoot can't morph in and out of a physical body.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning working together are not the same. That's a good question, Denise. I don't feel them working together. I feel them very separate. I feel like this whole Bigfoot idea is very much a human experience to be had, is what I want to say. A human experience to be understood. I don't understand how it has survived this long, but it has. And I don't know what this connection is, this female connection is to it. So that's really all I'm getting. And even saying that was like pulling teeth to even say whatever words I just said, if they made any sense at all. So Ryan, you want to jump in, do your thing?
Well,
How
how about Greg?
Can I play too, or are you just gonna hammer me all night?
You don't matter anymore, Greg.
Sorry. Bye, Greg.
That's cute. That's real. That's real nice. Just remember, I also have the power. So I'll keep it quick. But basically, it's unknown to me. I'm just going to say it's unknown. I can't one way or the other. My first instinct is always, first of all, why are these always, taken 45 miles away from the actual, thing that they're trying to shoot? No one ever moves closer. They're like, I don't know what it is, but they never try to move closer. They obviously think it's something, if it's real or not. But I'm looking at the arms on that thing, and to me, the arms look very long. And as it
Turner
said,
Darter are
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
that it's stoned, apparently. So it's to me, the arms looked long. These sort of videos, I just really have a hard time believing in general, apart from the Patterson Gimlin film and a couple others. But I just don't feel like I could look at that from being, looks like it was shot on the moon, and the camera focused on the planet, that I could say with any definitively that this is a myth. So I'm going to go with unknown for this one.
Got it. I don't have an answer yet. Sorry. Other than I'm on for sure unknown too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me let Ryan on.
All right, so I'm gonna start the video here right as it starts zooming in, and I want to take a look at some things here. So for me, right there, it's in a weird posture. I don't know if it's sitting on something, like if this right here is a log or something it's sitting on. I'm not sure what that is exactly. But then as we go through it all, like Greg, you were saying, when those arms come out, that's what gets me. Let me play it here again. Oops, sorry. They're just so long, like that one right there. When you compare, and I'm sorry I can't zoom in on this right now, just looking at the size of that arm, and sorry, compare that to its legs even, or its torso. It's like 3/4 the length of its body. And then as we keep on going through it and playing, it doesn't move quite like a human. If it does, it moves like a very old human. There is one thing that I did want to question on it, though, that made me kind of second guess, is right here. It's, let me try to focus in on it right there, right where my dot is. It's almost like it's a backpack or a seat. I know when I go turkey hunting, they make these vests that we can wear, and you can see kind of the coloration is different there, almost like it's wearing a back. And then on the bottom of this vest is a seat that folds down, so you're not sitting on the ground. And when you get up, it kind of flaps in the air like that. To me, that's exactly what this looks like, but I can't explain the rest of the, I would call them anomalies, in the way that it moves and acts. For this one, for me, I got to go unknown too. I wish, like Greg said, I wish we weren't looking at it from standing on the moon. But at the same time, we have what we have, and I can't say for sure it's one way or the other, so I got to go unknown.
Okay. Homunculi are beings created through the Hermetic tradition of incantation while reading certain occultism grimoires. Fulcanelli elaborate upon this in his 91 memoirs. In essence, they are a tulpa. I didn't understand any of those words, but I'm assuming some people did.
Well, it said that from Tulsa is what I got out of it. So
also Oklahoma?
Yeah, I mean, isn't it? Oh, Tulpa, sorry.
Tulpa. For a little before we come back to that, I wanted to just add these words of wisdom from Denise. I think this is really important.
Yes, my toddlers love that kind of stuff.
Okay, so would we say then that we all agree it's unknown?
I'm there.
That's what I think, yeah.
The only reason why I would stick with mystery is because we were so clearly told we weren't allowed to talk about it. Like, if we were allowed to talk about it, then there's nothing weird about it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Just had a thought about that too, Greg, kind of going along with what you and I are saying, how they're always shot from so far away. What if that's part of we can't talk about it and you also can't zoom in on it?
What if I told you, though, that I saw one closer than that
Okay.
and that I was touched by one?
Okay.
You were touched by a Bigfoot?
I sure was.
Tell us everything. Go. We're listening.
Sure. Here we go. I was touched by a Bigfoot.
Shut up.
So I was at an undisclosed location
How did
in
you
June.
disclose it?
I'm not allowed to.
By who?
So I was there, and we went to and we were doing this Squatch investigation. I don't like calling them hunts, but we saw a lot of stuff. We saw a lot of eye shine. Are you both familiar with what eye shine is?
Yep.
So if you're out in the woods and you see like bright lights that look like eyes, that is said to be Bigfoot. It's not like lightning bugs or anything like that. They're eyes staring at you. There are different sort of brightness that you cannot mistake. So we're seeing a lot of that. And I used the spirit box. We had another person named Greg there, Greg Yost. He's does a lot of Bigfoot stuff. And he's as much as you call someone an expert, and that's him. And he reaches out to them, and we start hearing stuff through the spirit box. And then there's a point, and we're in the woods. There's a point that there's something that does this to me. And I look around, and one of the guys with me, he's like, "What are you looking for?" I said, "Did you just touch me?" And he's like, "No." And I looked around to see if there's like a branch or something, and there was nothing there. So it felt like a hand. It felt like a hand. Greg is like, "Oh, that means that they like you." And then after we're done, Ernie Pack was walking out with me, and he falls to his knees. He falls to his knees, and he's like got just electricity bolt in his chest, and he had to stay down for like a couple minutes to get himself back. It was like we were both afflicted by something. I wasn't afflicted. I was just touched. He was afflicted, but it was pretty intense. It was pretty awesome. But the night before, we were over at Fort Duffield over in West Point, Kentucky, and we were looking down a clearing, and there's 4 of us, and something walks out, and the moon could see it's very furry, very, has a lot of fur to it. All 3 of us independently point, and we're like, "Look at that." And it was pretty incredible, pretty amazing.
You didn't get pictures or video?
No.
Why not?
Because honestly, and I used to be one to go after and getting the evidence and stuff, but now I just want to enjoy the experience. It's kind of like if telling you all this story, and if say neither of you believe or whatever else, that's totally fine. And because people tell me stuff all the time, and I'm like, I don't know, but I will remember, and I shared, that was a shared experience with 3 other people. So it's just one of those things that just was really pretty exciting. Though I did get pictures, and I should share them with you all, of an area within where we were at the second night where trees are bent to kind of create. I thought it was like housing for them, but apparently they do that as warning that people are around this area. It's warning to other Bigfoots and other Sasquatches.
Interesting. Why can't you tell us where you were?
I was asked not to. I was asked not to by the people who took me there. So I have to honor that request.
Greg, when the hand touched your head, could you feel like individual fingers, and if they were abnormally large or anything like that?
It was just like, like covered, like, from here upward. It felt pretty big. Yeah. It felt like the cupping of a hand on my head. Yeah. Pretty like, and the thing was, and I never really thought about it to this moment, I keep doing it this way because it was to my left, and everybody else who was with us were to my right.
That's incredible.
It was amazing. It's life-changing for me, to be very honest, because it was like, wow, if you could feel it, you just felt it. And then later I was using Spirit Box to reach out and getting responses through them, and actually asking them to come closer, and like the eye shine that we were seeing would move up. It'd get closer, but still within the realms of the woods. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Wow, that's fascinating.
yeah, it was really incredible.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So did you feel any of that similar energy when you looked at that video?
No, I did not.
Interesting.
You know, it's so hard because it's like I've been trying to figure out, like, what am I looking at? You know, it's because it's like you're just trying to. I guess I was just really more focused on what was that over there, because we had to. I saw all of us, because I can see all of us. Like, we're all like looking in to kind of squint to see what it is, because it's just so far away.
Mhm.
Yeah, really interesting.
Wow, that's a great story. Thank you for sharing that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really something, and it's on my mind quite a bit, to be very honest. You know,
No
I think
kidding.
about
How
it a lot.
long ago was that?
What's that?
How long ago did you take that trip?
That was at the beginning of June this year.
So
Oh,
6 months
is
ago.
that
Well,
recent?
Yeah,
No kidding.
yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
I saw something that whole trip that I've never seen before, and it was just eye opening.
Wow.
That's
How
awesome.
many of you guys were there?
So that for those 2 nights, there were let's see, 4, 5. I think there was 5 of us that night. One of them was, you know, just kind of doing her own thing and not paying attention at all, and then the rest of us, we were all just like just focused on looking for stuff. And then we saw that one that stepped out altogether. The second night, I think there was about 8 of us total. But that first night in particular, you could really feel the energy. Like, there's just areas. And then one thing that we noticed, it was that elementals precipitated any sort of Sasquatch activity. Like, we would see elementals that, like fairies and stuff, and they would fly a certain way. And, you know, sometimes we would see lightning bugs, obviously, but this was something so different. And the pattern was so different, and the colors were so different. It was really just it was an eye-opener. And the idea that we have, well, that they were telling us that we were with, like Greg and Ernie and Denise, it's like, you don't have to go to an area that is like known to have Sasquatch. You can go pretty much anywhere, and if they like you, you can call them, they will show up. And we've put that to the test a number of times since then, and we've gotten some very interesting responses.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
And John was with us one of the nights too.
No kidding. The
Yeah.
one who has to send his mug to Mandy.
Yep.
Mindy?
Once he's done with it, once he's done with his Bud Light, or doesn't he drink that anymore? I forget, but yeah.
Well, he's still on a Bud Light kick. I don't know if he'll be drinking it out of a mug though, but
it just doesn't seem the way he operates. But
So I wanted to go. Thank you for sharing that, Greg. That's awesome. I wanted to go back to the first image, because we forgot to mention that we ran that image through an AI app, Ryan.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so there's an AI program out there. It's still in development, so it's not 100% perfect yet. It's called Illuminati.ai. It's kind of fun to play around with, actually. What I have found in playing around with it is you need the original picture. So originally, when I tried it, we took a screenshot of the Facebook post and put it in there. And it didn't work. It came back, 100% human. I explained to Miriam earlier, excuse me, today, that it's kind of like if you were to paste a bunch of pictures onto a sheet of paper to make a collage, you got all those different layers of pictures in the original. But then if you go to a copier and make a copy of that, the copy is just going to be one layer. You're not going to be able to see any of that detail. So that's where when you run it through the AI, you need the original so it can pick up all the layers if something's been put in or not. When I ran the original through it, it came back 47.3% AI probability. So almost half. The system is thinking it's probably a fake picture.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. I think what we've all discussed is when presenting this to you guys is, I mean, the internet's a black hole, so you can only find so much, right? And so Harlow isn't exhausting herself, but she's doing a pretty good overall look and sweep of what's being said, what's been said, and what people think of these videos and images. And I think all of that information is, we all think all that information is important to add to the story that we bring to you guys and in the decisions that we make. So number 2 is, we all said unknown. The polling said mystery, 67%. 17% said unknown, 17% said myth, but we're all we all agreed on the unknown, and then we all agreed on the myth for the first one. I thought those were 2 really great pictures. And I think what's also great about it is that, Ryan put in the app. Thank you. Sorry. You guys, I am not able to read something else and keep talking. Have you noticed that? God, it starts to bug me. I'm like, well, and then I go over here and read. Okay. Sorry. What I wanted to say was, I just think it's really cool the way, we bring these pictures and videos in, but we aren't just saying, oh, it's real and it's fake. Like, that's it. End of story. I love the fact that, especially Ryan, that you're able to bring that, what you feel, and that awareness that, listen, energy does live in these places, or these places are haunted. But does that mean that this photo is haunted? It doesn't mean someone won't capture a haunted video one day, or a picture of, a haunting. And same with Bigfoot. I think that Greg's story to me is kind of proof that it exists and it's there.
Mm-hmm.
But have we captured it on video? Maybe not. We don't. Maybe not. For us, we leave it as unknown. I think it's a great place to end it.
Yeah. No, that was cool. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed those photos and the discussion. So that was a really lot of fun tonight.
Thank you, Harlow. She found some good ones.
Yeah.
Thank you, Harlow. So does that mean that we're back tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next week? Let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it every day.
We're back next week. Yes.
Let's not even stop now. Let's just keep going till next week. Let's just, I need a fart sound to take me away. So get me out of this one. You said you have one?
No, I said
I wasn't sure. I was.
Denise, she said she has 8 grandkids. Grab one of your grandkids really quick, Denise.
Yeah, just put them up to a microphone. Squeeze. No, I don't know how that works.
Clearly, Greg and I don't have kids.
It does help every once in a while, though, Greg.
Just went like this too. Squeeze.
Yeah. It's squeeze. like a mustard bottle or something that doesn't have a lot left. I don't know. This is why it's good I don't have children. So yeah. So all right. So let's call it good. This is great. Thank you all very much. We'll do this next week.
And please, if you guys have pictures or videos, please submit. Denise said she may have someone who would like to submit. So maybe next week we will see that.
I'll be gentle.
Cool. Thank you.
Everyone. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hold on.